Hello everyone, and greetings from my parents' place and their kitchen. While I'm in the Czech Republic, I always stay with my family, with my parents. So I thought that I will record some videos while I'm here. So today we will be making what in English I would say lemon cake, but in the Czech it's Babeta, and it's very famous. Now in these days it's called retro. Because it's not anymore as available, only in some times when some stores run like a retro week, then they will have these cakes available. But growing up, this was my favorite breakfast. We would just, with my sister, we would split it and we would just eat it, and with some hot cocoa, and it was so delicious. So this is kind of like a recreation of this recipe. So I hope that you give it a try, and when you do, I hope it brings back some wonderful memories if you grew up in former Czechoslovakia like I did and had opportunity to eat this cake. So what we need is a cake form. This is about 9 inches, so this is what you need, and we will put melted butter and flour. I will use a coarse flour, but I will talk more when we get there. Then we need 2 cups all-purpose flour, 2 cups powdered sugar, and we will need also more for dusting because Babeta is known for lots of powdered sugar on the top. So we will need definitely more than 2 cups. Here we have 4 eggs, and we will divide them yolks and egg whites, but total 4 eggs. Then we need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. In the Czech Republic, it's sold as a packet, but this would be too much, so we will need just 2 teaspoons. Then, because it's a lemon cake, there is a lots of lemon, and it's absolutely delicious. So there is a lemon. You will need 1 lemon for a zest. Definitely use organic. In Europe, we call it bio. So go for it, because it's better to have it non-sprayed the skin since we are using it. And here we have 1/3 of a cup of lemon juice, which is about 2 large lemons. I used 3 small ones today, but total is 1/3 of a cup lemon juice. Here we have half a cup of oil and half a cup of water. So this is all for the recipe. So let's start to create this incredible cake. Now I'd like to say special thank you to Michael and Monica, because I asked them if they could test my recipe back in the United States, because that's where I primarily live, and also that's where is my major audience. I just wanted to make sure that all the ingredients that they are using will work well, and also the oven temperatures. So thank you so much. It turned out amazing, and I was so happy to see that it came out perfect. So I just wanted to say thank you for doing it for me, and now I can share it with all of you. And oftentimes people who are not living in the United States, there are many of you who are in Canada, who are in Australia, and all over Europe, and all over the world actually. And it usually turns out well for all of you. So thank you for watching, and let's start baking. First we need to butter up our form. So I already started to brushing it. And the best works melted butter. Some people do oil too, but the melted butter just covers it much more efficient and everywhere. It's better to use more coarse flour. So in the US I recommend using Wonder flour. So let's sprinkle it. I like to do it over the sink because it's easier. Now you just shake it and just cover the whole form, also the sides very well. Into a medium-sized bowl, let's add 2 cups all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Mix it together, because if we don't mix it well, it will turn out into uneven cake. We will be adding a zest from one lemon. It's washed and dried, and I absolutely love this cute small grater. So let's use this side, and we will add it into the flour mix. I use the whole zest from whole lemon. Let's mix this and set it aside because we will need it later. Prepare a large bowl and also a smaller bowl. This is another retro thing. Growing up in Czechoslovakia, I'm sure many of you had these. We have them in different sizes, and this will be used for egg whites. So we will separate now 4 eggs. So into a big one, add egg yolks, and into a smaller one, egg whites. And let's do all 4. 1 egg yolk burst, but that's okay. So now we will set aside the egg whites, and into the 4 egg yolks, we will add 2 cups powdered sugar. And many of you know I love Disney, so check this out. Mickey! And now we will add half cup of water, preferably lukewarm. Let's mix this until foamy and all mixed, but first I like to mix it like this so it doesn't splash when I turn it on. And now I'll turn it on. I mixed it for about a minute, and that looks good. Now we will add the flour mix that we prepared earlier. Add half a cup of oil. I am using sunflower seed oil. Don't use olive oil because it has strong flavor and it will just overpower the cake. Now add 1/3 of a cup of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Now first mix this together before you turn it on, again so it doesn't splash. And now we can mix this together. You want to mix it only until it gets all incorporated well, because if you mix too long, it could cause dry cakes. So let's kind of shake it for the batter to fall back in, because now we will need to wash these petals so we can make the egg whites snow, as we call it. We will need to preheat our oven before we do the egg whites, but my parents, they have a convention oven, which is different than I'm used to, because I'm used to gas ovens in USA. So I had to kind of work with the temperatures. So we will preheat it to 300 Fahrenheit, which is 150 Celsius. And I will use one of many programs that's on here. And you have to work with your oven to see how it bakes. This is baked on a little lower temperature than I usually bake cakes because it needs to be baked slower. So let's preheat it, and now we will work on the rest of the cake. The petals are washed, and now we will be working on 4 egg whites. That's perfect. And now we will bring our batter and we will add it in. You will not want to use your paddles anymore and hand mixer or any kind of mixer, because we will fold this in. Now with a circular motion we will just fold it in gently, because this is what will fluff up our cake beautifully. And try to mix it until you don't see big white clumps of snow. We call it sníh. I think it's a great name for it because it does look like snow. Very fluffy snow. This looks good. If you have like a small, tiny white ones, it's okay, or you can just break it with the wooden spoon. But this looks good. It's nice and airy. Look at that. So now we will transfer it into our cake form. I like to use a spatula for that, so I can scrape it all off the ball. Wait when you taste it. You can also try to move it a little bit from the center to the sides, because cakes like to go up in the middle, but this should be fine. And now let's put it into preheated oven and we will bake it about 50 minutes. But like I said, you have to test your oven to see. And now I will set up the timer for 50 minutes, but I will check it probably about 45 minutes in to see the color of the top and just to make sure that it doesn't burn. And again, to repeat the temperature, it's 300 Fahrenheit, which is 150 Celsius. 45 minutes are done, so I will test with the skewer to see if the cake is done. The color is nice. And nothing stick to it, so that means that it's done. So after 45 minutes, but like I said, it might take 50 depending on your oven, so I will take it out. When the cake is out, it's oftentimes up and then it will slowly go down, which is okay, no problem. And as soon as you get it out, before we open the form and take it to the platter, you need to powder sugar the whole thing, and pretty generously. This looks great. So I will let it cool off just a little bit, not too long, because I don't want to burn when I will be opening it. Before I can open it, I need to make sure that it's not stick, so I will go around like this. Now it's all detached. This will make sure that we will not rip off piece of cake and it will still look beautiful. I have here a platter that I will transport the cake onto, and now it's cool to touch, or just not too hot that I cannot touch it. So open it, remove the top or the sides and look at the beauty. Back in US I have my amazing cake shovel that I don't have here, but I'm using this board. I will link the cake shovel to my store so you can get it if you need one, because they are really amazing. And now I will carefully put this in. It's easier to transport it. And now I will have to wait till it cools off a little more so I can eat it. And you can decorate it with some sliced lemons on the top, which would make nice decoration. And I cannot wait any longer, so I'm going to cut the slice. I brought it to some family parties and everybody loved it. Look at this. And it's still steaming, yep. Look how nice and fluffy it is. And it's so moist because of that juice, lemon juice, and just this taste is incredible. So I'm going to try it now. I had to make a coffee because it just matches perfectly with the cake. And I am a coffee person, so I love coffee. And this small machine does an amazing job. And it was not expensive. It was a great price. And I even have a little design in my cappuccino. But we are here for the cake, so let's go for it. It's incredible. The lemon just kicks in together with the sugar and the sweetness. It's moist, it's not dry at all. And the coffee just complements it so well. I know that because I had so many of these. It's so good. For me to perfect the recipe means that there will be lots of eating of anything I make, anything I work on. So my family was very happy that they could be taste testers for this recipe. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, let me know, subscribe, put thumbs up. That's always nice to see. Go follow me on Facebook. There is lots of people, amazing community. I'm also on Instagram. When I say Facebook, I mean Czech Cookbook page. So go find it. And I hope that you have an amazing rest of the day. And I will be going back to US very soon. So I will be making more videos when I get there. So thank you for watching and bye guys!